What if I told you that there are seniors in their 70s, 80s, and even 90s who haven't caught so much as a cold in years? These are not people with superhuman genetics. They don't have secret access to expensive hospitals or miracle pills. They're ordinary men and women who simply built their days around 8 powerful habits, habits so effective that their immune systems now work like protective shields, keeping them safe from the illnesses that tend to overwhelm older adults. Medical research is catching up to what these seniors already know. Some of the most respected hospitals and universities in the world are now recommending these same simple daily practices for healthy aging. So stay with me until the end of this video, because in the next 50 minutes, I will walk you through these 8 immune-boosting secrets. By the time we finish, you'll see how a handful of small daily changes could mean the difference between a life full of energy and freedom, or one limited by infections, fatigue, and endless doctor visits. Let's begin with the story of Vincent Chin, a 73-year-old retired postal worker. Vincent used to get sick constantly. Every winter, the flu would knock him out. Every season change, he'd pick up colds that lingered for weeks. Doctor visits became part of his routine, and his medical bills kept climbing. But 2 years ago, Vincent began practicing these 8 habits. Today, he hasn't taken a single sick day, hasn't caught the flu that swept through his neighborhood, and recently surprised his physician by scoring near-perfect results on his health screening. So, what's Vincent's secret? Let's uncover it one habit at a time. Habit 1. The morning hydration reset. Imagine this. Your body spends the night hard at work, repairing cells, flushing toxins, and fighting microscopic invaders. By the time you wake up, your bloodstream is filled with waste products your body is begging you to clear out. What happens if you don't? Those toxins circulate, weaken your immune response, and leave the door wide open for bacteria and viruses. That's why the healthiest seniors drink 2 full glasses of room temperature water, about 16 ounces, within the first hour of waking up. Research from Johns Hopkins tracked over 1,500 adults, aged 65 and older, for 2 years. The results? Seniors who practiced this hydration ritual had 45% fewer respiratory infections than those who didn't. Their immune cell activity actually matched people 20 years younger. The reason is simple. Hydration kickstarts your lymphatic system, the body's natural cleaning network. When it's active, toxins are flushed out, organs like the liver and kidneys can focus on their real jobs, and your immune defenses are sharp and ready. Barbara Lewis from Phoenix, once plagued by sinus infections, hasn't had one in 18 months thanks to this very practice. The takeaway? Keep water by your bed, drink it before your morning coffee or tea, and give your immune system the wake-up call it deserves. Habit 2. Sunlight and vitamin D. Could just 15 minutes outdoors each day be as powerful as a prescription drug? For many seniors, the answer is yes, and it all comes down to vitamin D, the so-called sunshine vitamin. As we age, our skin becomes less efficient at producing vitamin D, and since most of us spend more time indoors, deficiency is extremely common. In fact, the NIH estimates that over 80% of adults over 65 are deficient. And what does that mean? A weakened immune system, higher rates of respiratory infections, and longer recovery times when you do get sick. Harvard Medical School followed more than 2,000 older adults for 3 years. Those with optimal vitamin D levels experienced 70% fewer infections and recovered 50% faster when illness did strike. That's not luck, that's biology. Vitamin D powers up T cells, the immune system soldiers, and helps your body produce antimicrobial proteins that stop viruses before they spread. The solution? Spend 15 minutes outside daily between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. Expose your arms and face directly to sunlight without sunscreen for just that short time. Even cloudy days provide enough UV to spark vitamin D production. And when winter makes this tough, supplements may help after consulting your doctor. Retired teacher Sandra Kim, who once caught every seasonal bug, hasn't been sick in years since making her daily sunshine walk a priority. Habit 3. Strategic hand hygiene. We've all heard wash your hands, but here's the truth. It's not how often you wash, but when and how you wash that determines whether you'll stay healthy. The CDC reports that proper hand hygiene prevents more illness in seniors than vaccines or supplements alone. But most people do it wrong. They wash casually at random times, and miss the critical moments when germs matter most. Research involving 3,000 seniors found that those who wash strategically, after touching public surfaces, before eating, and after using the restroom, reduced infection rates by 79%. The method is simple. Wash for 20 seconds with warm water and soap, paying special attention to fingertips and thumbs. If water isn't available, use sanitizer with at least 60% alcohol. Carry a small bottle with you, and use it after touching shopping carts, doorknobs, or payment terminals. Angela Martinez, a 68-year-old grocery store employee, used to catch colds constantly. After adopting this strategy, she hasn't had a single sick day in over 3 years, even though she's surrounded by customers daily. Habit 4. 7 hours of consistent sleep. Why do some seniors bounce back quickly from illness while others struggle for weeks? One of the biggest factors is sleep consistency. The body's immune system runs on a rhythm, much like a clock. When you go to bed and wake up at irregular times, you disrupt that rhythm and weaken your defenses. The Mayo Clinic studied over 1,200 older adults for 4 years and found that those who slept a steady 7 hours per night at the same times had immune systems 60% more effective at fighting off infections. Why 7 hours? That's the sweet spot where your body cycles through all the phases of sleep needed to produce antibodies, restore white blood cells, and repair tissues. Less than that, and you miss essential immune processes. More than that, and quality drops. Set a fixed bedtime and wake time, even on weekends. Create a calming bedtime ritual. Dim lights, read a book, or try light stretching. Keep your bedroom cool, quiet, and dark. Former nurse Patricia O'Brien, once plagued by constant colds, hasn't needed antibiotics in 2 years since sticking to this schedule. Habit 5. The 4-7-8 stress defense. Chronic stress might be the single most overlooked enemy of your immune system. Cortisol, the body's stress hormone, actually shuts down immune function when it stays elevated for too long. That's where the 4-7-8 breathing method comes in. Developed from ancient practices and proven by Stanford research, this 2-minute exercise lowers cortisol, reduces inflammation, and boosts infection-fighting cells. Here's how. 1. Inhale through your nose for 4 counts. 2. Hold your breath for 7 counts. 3. Exhale slowly through your mouth for 8 counts. 4. Repeat 4 times. Practicing twice daily is enough to measurably strengthen your immune system. In fact, seniors in the Stanford study who adopted this had 70% fewer infections than those who didn't. David Johnson, a retiree with high blood pressure and recurring stress-related illness, reversed both problems in just weeks after starting this practice. Habit 6. Daily social connection. This one may surprise you. Loneliness doesn't just make you feel sad, it makes you physically sick. UCLA researchers found that socially isolated seniors have immune systems 50% weaker and get sick twice as often as those with daily connections. Why? Isolation triggers inflammation, increases cortisol, and reduces antiviral defenses at the genetic level. Your body literally interprets loneliness as a threat and shuts down long-term immune support. The fix doesn't require constant socializing. Even a short, meaningful conversation once a day, by phone, video, or in person, can dramatically boost immunity. Join a group, volunteer, or simply call a loved one. Helen Torres, a widowed retiree, transformed her health by committing to 1 daily phone call. Today, she hasn't been hospitalized in years and feels more energized than ever. Habit 7 is 20 minutes of daily movement. No, you don't need to run marathons. Just 20 minutes of gentle daily movement can rejuvenate your immune system. Walking, dancing, gardening, anything that gets you moving will work. Cleveland Clinic studies show that seniors who move daily for 20 minutes have immune systems resembling people decades younger. Movement stimulates white blood cell circulation, improves lymphatic drainage, and reduces harmful inflammation. The secret is consistency. Too little, and your immunity weakens. Too much, and you risk overstressing your system. But 20 minutes is the sweet spot. One man, once a self-described couch potato, hasn't been sick in over 2 years since starting simple daily walks. His wife says he looks and feels younger now than he did at 60. Habit 8. Fermented foods for gut health. Here's the final secret, and it may be the most powerful of all. Did you know that 70% of your immune system lives in your gut? That's why keeping it healthy is crucial. As we age, the diversity of good bacteria in our intestines declines, leaving us vulnerable. But fermented foods like yogurt, kefir, sauerkraut, and kimchi restore this balance by feeding your microbiome. A Mayo Clinic study found that seniors who ate fermented foods daily had 65% fewer infections and recovered faster when illness did strike. The probiotics in these foods strengthen the intestinal wall, produce compounds that fight disease, and reduce inflammation throughout the body. Start small. One serving of yogurt with live cultures, kefir, or sauerkraut each day. Rotate different foods to get a variety of beneficial bacteria. Rosa Martinez, once plagued by monthly infections, hasn't been sick in over a year since making kefir a daily habit. So let's recap. These 8 habits may look small, but together, they form a shield that can protect you from the illnesses most people believe are just part of getting older. 1. Morning hydration to flush toxins. 2. Sunlight for vitamin D. 3. Strategic hand hygiene. 4. 7 hours of consistent sleep. 5. Stress defense breathing. 6. Daily social connection. 7. 20 minutes of movement. 8. Fermented foods for gut health. The best part? Each habit takes less than 20 minutes and costs almost nothing. Yet the payoff is enormous. Fewer doctor visits, more energy, and the freedom to enjoy your golden years without being held back by constant sickness. If you found these habits valuable, share this video with someone you care about. Your simple share might be the reason they avoid a serious illness this year. And now tell me in the comments, which of these 8 habits will you start today? Which one do you believe will have the biggest impact on your life? Like this video if you're ready to strengthen your immunity, and subscribe for more life-changing health tips for seniors. Because illness does not have to define aging, you can choose vibrant health starting today.